Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we're going to be having a look at the Obi Wan Kenobi figure, the Wandering Jedi, from Star Wars the Obi Wan Kenobi series that's been on Disney Plus recently. This actually came in the post yesterday. This is part of Wave 42, and I've got to say, first impressions, it's a really lovely looking card back. You've got a really nice image there of Ewan McGregor. Not really sure where that background's meant to be, because it looks like the image has sort of been, certainly on mine, it looks a little bit superimposed. Now, whether that's meant to be when he's on Jabin, I'm not sure. If anybody wants to comment or knows about that, please let me know. But it is a lovely looking card back. You've got the Obi Wan Kenobi Wandering Jedi, obviously on that very light blue name pill. The figure itself is the right behind that. Obviously, you've got that light blue name pill, and so that's a really great image of Ewan McGregor. Lovely, obviously, Star Wars racetrack. The Kenner logo in the bottom, the warning sign in the top right as you look at it, and the 4+ age group on the left. But a really nice looking card back. Again, this also comes on part of the new wave of figures that we're getting with the thicker stock, which is more than welcome. Although I still know that there have been some problems with some of the retailers sort of getting these in decent condition, but this one looks pretty good. Not that I'm too worried about that, because I'm going to be opening this figure. But lovely looking figure. It comes loaded with accessories, which we'll have a look at in a little bit more detail as well. But stunning card back for this one. So if you carded collectors, really nice looking figure. Let's have a look at the back of the card. Okay, so this is VC245, and again, obviously, what you do have in that top half, that lovely sort of Star Wars Vintage Collection racetrack, and then you've got other figures part of this line, as well as some other figures that are future releases. So we've got Boba Fett from Morak, you've got Reva, the Third Sister, which is part of Wave 42, Obi Wan Kenobi, the Wandering Jedi himself, the Anakin Skywalker Padawan is also part of Wave 42, the 332nd Ahsoka Tano clones, that's not part of the wave, and neither is the Din Djarin from Morak. But the other two figures, the Darth Vader, the Dark Times, and the Mandalorian Super Commando, which I've already reviewed because I've got that early somehow. And then you've got a lot of legal information, obviously, on the bottom that nobody is particularly keen on. So VC245, we'll go back and have a look at the front of the card. Okay, so just one final look at the front of the card before we get this figure open and have a look at it in more detail. But my impression is certainly it's a very nice looking card back. So let's get this figure out of the packaging and have a look in more detail. Okay, so here is the figure out of the packaging itself, and I've got to say, it's a very nice looking figure. You've got the lovely soft goods cape, which is always nice to see. And the one thing that it sits quite nicely, it's not too baggy. You know, you can maneuver it around quite nicely, and you can still get the articulation there. The one thing that I have heard, and I would probably agree with, the actual head sculpt, depending on which angle that you're looking at it, you know, certainly obviously you can see it's Ewan McGregor, but potentially maybe it could have been slightly better. If we bring it up in certain lights there from the sides, it sort of very much looks like him. And then it's just that front image, it just, maybe they just, you know, doesn't just nail it 100%. But still, listen, it's a lovely looking figure. Let's get his robe off and have a look. Okay, so here is the figure with, obviously, without the robes. And again, it actually looks just as impressive without the robes. You've got some, you know, the colours of this obviously sort of work very nicely. You've got the sort of the dark brown boots. I think they're that sort of creamy white are meant to be sort of ankle wraps. You've got the dark brown pants, and then the sort of the light sort of creamy tunic, I suppose, if you want to call it that. And then obviously the belt is part of that tunic, but obviously what you do have is a nice touch there. You've got the holster for the pistol. So nice looking figure from the front. Again, actually nice real look, you know, it's a nice looking figure from the back. There's not too much to report other than what you can see here in the images in terms of the look. I think they've got that quite nicely. As I said, the only thing that, you know, maybe could be slightly different is that head sculpt. I'm not quite sure they've nailed that 100%, but at the end of the day, you know, this is a 3.75 inch figure. It's very, very good, very impressive. And in terms of the accessories that come with this figure, well, it's absolutely loaded with accessories that you get with this figure. You get the you get his lightsaber, which has got some really nice detailing on there. The sort of the silver, the blacks and the gold. You also get a separate lightsaber hilt. Again, nice detailing there. And that fits in onto the belt. I mentioned obviously the pistol holder. The pistol that comes with it is quite a nice pistol. Not too much detail on it. It's just a plain grey, but it appears to be not massively, but a slightly stronger plastic than we have been getting. Some of these figures have had really, really flimsy weapons. And the two other accessories that come with this, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this properly because of the camera, but you actually get two versions of Lola, which is a nice little touch, especially when you consider the size of this. I mean, look, I can barely get that in my fingers. So this one comes on a clear stand, so to make it appear that it's floating. And there is actually articulation there. I don't know if you can see that. So it's on a hinge, so you can move that even into a number of different positions. So that's a really, really nice touch. And then the other accessory that comes with it, and this is incredible, the detail on this. This is another version of Lola, but you've got, again, you're not going to be able to see this because of my fingers and everything else, but the legs move, so you've got articulation there, and actually these pieces on the top there, they move as well, up and down. So really amazing attention to detail, especially in this scale. So very, very impressive. So, you know, the figure comes loaded with accessories as well. In terms of the articulation with this figure, this is, again, you know, what we've come to see in the latest versions of the lines that we've been getting. The full bells and whistles, absolutely super articulated in every way. You've got a swivel at the head. Obviously, it's also on a ball, so you can rock it up and down. You've got articulation at the shoulders, articulation at the elbows, articulation at the wrists, and the wrists also have that hinge on them as well, so that's really, really nice. The articulation I've got certainly on this one is around the crunch around the abdominal, the stomach area. There doesn't seem to be too much articulation at the waist. You've got the full butterfly hinge just in there, and then you've got swivels, articulation obviously at the knees, and you've got the rocker ankles. So, you know, this figure, you can get it into some amazing poses. You're just not going to get better than that in a 3.75 inch scale. So stunning. Let's just put the robe on one more time and have a quick look. Okay, so that's the figure with the robe back on, and I've got to say, you know, it's as impressive with the robe on as it is off. It's just a very, very nice looking figure. Fantastic articulation and a great card back. So this is certainly one to get for you open collectors, and also, you know, if you're a carded collector, I think you'll enjoy this figure. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, there'll be more videos coming shortly. If you've got any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comments section below, and I'll come back to you as soon as possible. And I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.